The Sound of Freedom by Raymond Arsenault, October 1964, prologue, read from back to front. How this modest, unassuming woman, born into poverty and burdened with the social stigma of a dark skin, became one of the most extraordinary and influential figures of the 20th century is the subject of this book. As she stood on the stage of Constitution Hall 25 years later, Anderson represented a triumph of the human spirit. Yet, one suspects that few members of the audience appreciated how difficult it had been for her to assume the mantle of leadership in a cause that transcended music. 25 years earlier, the proprietors of the Constitution Hall, the Daughters of the American Revolution, had banned her from the hall, not because of anything she had done, but simply because she was black. Thousands of Americans rushed to her defense, pleading with the Daughters to relax the hall's white artist only policy, but to no avail. No one in the audience had to be told who she was or that this was a special occasion, a moment of sweet irony. They had come to bear witness to the perseverance of a living legend. Year after year, polls had revealed that Marian Anderson was one of the most admired women in the world. The woman standing in the spotlight, dressed in a floor-length satin gown, was the world-famous contralto, Marian Anderson. The occasion was the opening concert of her long-awaited farewell tour. At the age of 67, after a half-century of almost constant touring, Anderson had announced her retirement from the concert stage. The people seated in the front rows could see that she was no longer young, that her brown face was lined with wrinkles, her hair tinged with strands of gray. The date was October 24, 1964. President Lyndon Baines Johnson, the wily Texan who had overseen the recent passage of a landmark Civil Rights Act, was in the White House. 500 yards southwest of the White House, a large auditorium known as Constitution Hall was jammed with concert goers, and the stage, a solitary figure held forth.